What's going on, everyone? Today I have my childhood friend, Peter Luu, who of course, I've known him for years because of childhood. When I say childhood, when Peter was almost in diapers, that's when I met Peter. Our family are really close, back in Vietnam, our old country, and we kind of grew up in the projects, right? We had good jobs, but we were living paycheck to paycheck, right, Pete?
Yep.
I mean, we were broke. I consider us broke.
Do you remember I would have to borrow money from you because we got paid on separate weeks, so we would pay each other back.
It was like $100. Like, hey, Donny, can you give me $100? I was like, yeah. And it was just because we didn't have like that good money management.
Yep.
And then after I moved out, and I think when Yolanda moved in with me, we kind of disappeared. We kind of separated. Peter did his own thing. I did my own thing, and he was building his family and I was doing my family. And I think we kind of grew up almost the same because we kind of want to build the best for our family, right?
Correct.
He was already so to recap, Peter's a realtor, #1 brokerage in Lake Nona, which is a very hot real estate area in Orlando right now. And for him to start out where he did and when he started, there's so much competition during that time, right, Pete?
Correct.
And I was his realtor.
So the reason why I got into real estate is because of Donny, because he actually helped me and my wife buy my house in Lake Nona Laureate Park. And can I tell the story is, what I learned from Donny was listen to the customers, because me and my wife almost bought a house that we shouldn't have bought. It was a 2-story house, and my wife had 8 knee surgeries because of basketball. So he remembers that.
Yeah.
So when we were really about to sign the contract, and Donny has to help another customer walk the 1-story in Laureate Park, he's like, Pete, I got the perfect house for you. I mean, it was a little more expensive than the one we were gonna go buy, but it actually fits perfect. We still live in that house today. So
how many years ago was that?
So we moved in April 2013.
Wow.
So 11 years in that house.
That's crazy. Yeah. And the value has gone up tremendously there,
ridiculous.
Right?
Yeah, it's 2.5x, I think.
So when you were building it, what was you were like I mentioned before, we were never great with management of money, right? When did you feel like you've made it in terms of money, or it wasn't stressful to you anymore?
I mean, so kind of the word made it, I don't believe I've made it yet. So just so you understand that part, I still have high goals. Financially, not living paycheck to paycheck, not worrying when I'm getting paid, probably took about 4 or 5 years into the business. So I started real estate in 2014 full time.
Yeah. And tell them how much you made your first year.
$5,964.32.
What would you tell someone who just got their real estate license to prepare them for their future in real estate?
Don't give up, for one, but it takes time. People want instant gratification. We live in an instant success, instant gratification world. It doesn't happen that way. You might get 2 to 3 sales right away, but it really takes probably a good 1 to 2 years to build a strong foundation. We call it SOI, sphere of influence in the industry. So it's your surroundings, people that want to work with you. Because it's going to be hard to really, if you go on a listing appointment with your aunt and you're going against me and you just started in real estate, the chance of them choosing you is going to be very slim. So it just takes time. Real estate, when you win.
Yeah. Would you recommend them to not go full speed right away because they're not going to be making money for a while?
It depends on their financial backgrounds. You need at least 6 months of reserves to get into real estate because you're not getting paid for 6 months.
Yeah.
So if you can afford it, go for it. I just know I'm not. So my biggest thing is if you do get into real estate, join a team. Don't worry about the commission splits because 100% of 0 is 0.
Yeah.
But you want to learn from the best, and I recommend that to everybody.
Yeah.
Just join a team or join a brokerage that has very good training that's going to pour into you and teach you.
What are you at right now?
Not even close. Not even 10th.
No.
Not even 10th the way there. So when people say, wow, you're successful and you made it, I'm not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close to where my goal is. And it's just because people sometimes with success, they let off the gas. I can't let off the gas. I just keep on pushing forward. And it's always easier to 10x than double. So once we get to that certain number, I think we'll grow faster and faster.
Yeah.
And so right now, it's a bad market for real estate agents. Luckily, our team, we surpassed the last year's number already in August. I had $1 million life insurance policy on me. I thought that Kaylin and Elijah would be better off without me.
So they can collect that $1 million.
$1 million life insurance policy.
Wow.
That's how sad and depressed I was. And what I realized was God is always faithful and provides. And what I realized is God wanted me to stay humble from where I am today.
Yeah.
Because you know my past.
Yep.
Humility and humbleness wasn't there before. So what I realized was, for me, my faith is God will stretch us to our most limits. It'll never break me.
Mm-hmm.
Breaks dying.
Yep.
So now, that $5,000, less than $6,000 that I earned in 2014 is my payroll taxes a month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And to hear those stories, you know, I kept hearing about, you know, I follow Peter on like social media, and I can just see like how sold. And then I remember you telling me I might get this $1 million listing soon, you know. But now most of your listings are $1 million.
I would say 50%.
50%. Wow.
Yeah, at least, probably that's maybe high, but close enough.
Yeah.
But at least I know that in this Lake Nona area, the 2 zip code 32827 outside of the Lake Nona Golf and Country Club and 32832, if it's over $1 million, we probably are getting an interview for it, or get the interview, or get the listing, or get an interview for it majority of the time, because we're known for luxury.
And you know, for someone to go from, you know, just one sale or two sale a year to where you are today, you built a huge team,
Yeah.
and now that team is just growing and growing. And I just see you doing more and more, like it was residential, and then you're like, oh, I got luxury now, commercial.
Commercial one day. The thing about it is commercial and residential are two different animals. When I say two different animals, so let's say ketchup and hot dog, or ketchup and mustard goes on a hot dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not totally two different things.
Yeah.
So my thing is I'm very super focused. That's why I quit my full-time job at US Bid, is I can't do two things at once.
Yep.
So if it's just two different things, once I can get the residential side running, there's gonna be other options, maybe commercial or Peter Luu's signature custom homes. Actually, that's probably what I'd rather do than the commercial side.
Yeah.
Because I think about building the brand in the Lake Nona area, we can sell a lot of custom homes.
Yep.
And I just got to partner with the right people. But that's still 3 or 4 years away.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I'm still not where I need to be on my team wise. You know, a lot of people think that we've made it. I'm like 10% there,
Yeah.
Donny.
I mean, you got so much potential because of the networking that you've done.
Yep.
You know, and that's what we try to promote as well. It's you can't grow by just keeping to yourself all the time or stay in the same circle. You have to go outside your circle, meet new people, and give you opportunities.
Correct.
All right. So, I mean, Peter Luu. You talk about Peter Luu in Lake Nona, Orlando. Everyone knows this guy, and I'm happy to say, hey, that's my best friend. You know, you go there, his face is everywhere, or you know, you give back so much to the community. The Easter egg hunt every year. How many eggs do you guys give out?
So we increase it by 1,000 every year. This coming year will be 13,000 eggs.
Holy cow! And it's all dropped from the airplane, or?
I haven't made it there yet. No. That's a lot. No, we actually, so it's in Laureate Park, in Crescent Park, and it's right across from the model home we walked to, right? So in the morning, we actually have a lot of volunteers through the community. We have vendors that help us pay for it as well. But we go out there, I order it, it's pre-filled, sets at my house, and then an hour before the egg hunt starts. So the egg hunt's always a Saturday before Easter, 9 a.m. On the dot. At 9 a.m. is when we do the countdown, and 12,000 eggs goes in less than 90 seconds.
I can imagine.
It's crazy.
People lined up and all that.
Kids are. We have 1,500 to 2,000, just depends on the year. Yeah. But we have volunteers that help us just lay out all the eggs, and we separate into sections of age groups. So
laying the eggs is easy. Putting them together is the hard part.
No, we don't do it. We pay for that.
Oh, okay.
So we buy them. No, so this is how it all started. So the first egg hunt was probably 12 parents, 20 kids, 50 eggs. Yeah. In 2013, we weren't even parents yet. Me and Kelly didn't even have kids yet, and we were part of this. Yeah. Then it just grew organically. I've always, since the beginning, always paid for the eggs and candy, and other people assembled it. One year, the group of parents just said they couldn't do it no more because it just kept on growing too big. Yeah. So I went in and said, hey, I'll take care of everything. So by being able to taking control of it all, instead of just buying the eggs and the candy, we just figured out how to make it simpler and easier for everybody.
Yeah.
So everybody looks forward to it every year.
How important is it to you to give back to the community with
100%.
every success that you do?
Give first. I'm a firm believer in giving first, and it always come back tenfold.
Yeah.
You know, I don't expect anything from the community. I don't expect, but they support our business. So like even the PTA. So there was a rule, and back then when one of my first assistants, they knew that if a PTA, so the Parent Teacher Associates for elementary school, middle school, or high school, called Peter's team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If it's under 500, my assistant automatically signed the check, just sent it or paid for it.
Yeah.
Anything over 500, 501, 500 even, I had to get proof from me.
Yeah.
So we started noticing all the elementary schools, like 3 of them in the area, was coming in at 475, 496,
Yeah.
450. They figured it out that we would pay for it. So if you leave here today and you go to almost every school, you see our banners at every school.
Yeah.
It is our team banner. So that helps the PTA pays for that. So we give back to almost anybody that asks. Even if you go to the Lower Park Elementary School, their outdoor tarp for the playground is expensive. So we were one of the 3 main sponsors for that, with like the hospital and the developer of Lake Nona himself. So we were one of the 3.
Yeah.
So just give back first, and then I don't expect anything in return. I just give and see what happens.
And I see that, you know, you're growing, but by giving back to the community, you're actually giving back to the small shops as well. So that's giving them business, all right? And that it promotes, it's a circle. Everyone's promoting each other, you're helping them grow. At the end, the kids are happy, the parents are happy, you know, and that's what's growing the community. So I think you're doing, you know, I have to say, Laureate Park is Peter Luu, you know.
We've been blessed.
Yeah, right? I mean, that's how I see it. Laureate Park, if you don't know Peter Luu, you're a hermit or something. You never went out there.
I mean, short answer would be is we've sold the most homes in Laureate Park ever resale-wise. I don't think anybody can ever actually beat our team unless, even if I die tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was just my team would grow from selling it. But, you know, it just started organically. You give back to the community, they know. So even, I think God has brought me to Lake Nona to build a church.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So, which is a blessing, is my church that I currently go to, Thrive Church, we actually bought land that is under we own the land now. You know, I'm just gonna give you raw ballpark numbers. We bought it for $4 million and it appraised at $9 million.
Jesus.
Yeah, so we have the land under contract.
I sell it right away.
Huh?
No.
So what you do is you use the land to put the value of the land to build a building, because the land is worth so much. Crazy part is I've also been part of 2 other land purchases, not like real estate like as the agent wise, but one of them was. That one was 10 acres going to be donated to the church, and then another 14 acres for the second church. They were under contract for that as well, the church was. And for some reason, they both fell apart. Whatever county commissioner we can say, just the deal fell apart. You couldn't build on it because you needed to change the development, but just change the permits and stuff like that. The land that we own now was orange groves, agricultural. No county commissioner or anybody can stop us from building that church.
Oh.
So I also believe that once the church is built, God will let me know what He wants next to do with me.
Good.
I mean, I might stay in Lake Nona, I might not. I don't know when, and I don't know how long that's gonna be, 2, 3, 4, 5 years away.
Yeah.
But I believe that, so now that my office is literally 5 units away, it's God is saying, hey, I'm showing you what I showed you 2012. We signed the house in 2012, August. So almost 12 years ago. Exactly 12, we're in August now, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's probably exact date.
If
we go back, today, it'll probably exact date I was in that gym.
Yeah.
From 12 years ago. Because there's always a plan.
Yeah.
You never know. For me in my life, I mean, I'll share this, and Donny can say this, I should be dead or in jail.
Yeah. No, he had a wild life.
Without my wife, Kaylin, without God, I should be dead and in jail. 100%.
He's changed a lot since I known him. You were the trouble kid.
I was the trouble kid. I was the kid that wasn't supposed to make it.
Yeah. No, but I think your life changed a lot for the best.
Oh, for the best.
Yeah.
It's, someone asked me a few years ago, probably before I met the Lord, how many people would have showed up to my funeral? I wouldn't say a lot. Hopefully today there'll be more than back then, because I was the trouble child.
Yeah.
Chaos in a box.
So in terms of business, what is your mindset? Like waking up in the morning for success, how do you prepare yourself for success each day?
It's simple, actually. Just win the day.
Win the day?
Do something different than you did the day before.
Yeah.
What people try to do is wake up, and I think it doesn't have to deal with real estate or any business. They try to hit the grand slam every day.
Mm-hmm.
I just try to get to the base. That's it. If you just beat yesterday, you won.
Yeah.
People want to get into business. People want to get into luxury and all that. They just want to do it right out the gate. That's not how it works. It's time.
There's a process.
There's a process. It takes time. Luckily for me, I don't have to today, for me, but agents on my team do. For me, I don't have to call my customers every day. I don't have to do the stuff, lead generations that I did back then.
Yeah.
Because now they just come to me, or I built a brand and name. So, but I just make sure that we're gonna make a closing. I pour into my agents more than I have before. So when I started out, it was, how does Peter get buyers and sellers and closings? Now it's more of, how does he get his team's buyers, sellers, or closings? You know, one of my agents, 20 years old, he texted me last month or 2 weeks ago that he made more money this summer, double the amount of money he made than he did all year in his previous job, or his other job.
Yeah.
So he doubled the money in 3 months what he made last year in his other job.
Yeah.
That's what satisfies me, to help other agents and other people win. You know, it's funny is, actually I was on a phone call yesterday with an agent. That agent used to be, you remember at Keller Williams, they had Ignite?
Yep.
So he was my Ignite coach.
Yep.
Now I'm coaching him.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane, right?
Yeah.
Think about that for a
No,
second.
you've grown. But even at your level, your success, do you have a coach?
Yeah. I have coach and mentors.
Yeah.
Always. That, you know, it's...
Someone above you, right?
The secret of being successful is, I always want to be... the dumbest, probably not. The least smartest person in the room. I always want to be... Not poor, see that? I don't have the word. Like, have the least amount of money in the room.
Yeah.
Because if you're the smartest and you're the richest, then you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
I want to be in rooms with people that have done more than me, that have seen success, seen failure. Because every entrepreneur has some type of failure, somewhere, some form or fashion. Because without failure, there's no growth. So I've watched these things on TikTok and YouTube. They said, have you ever failed before? This guy walks around and just interviews famous or rich people or wealthy people and says, have you failed before? And they're like, oh yeah, almost all of them have failed.
Yeah.
When you think about Elon Musk, right? How many times did the SpaceX rocket fail before it became successful?
Yeah.
There's a photo of Elon sleeping on the Tesla Model 3's production floor. Like, it's a nice office, but he was on there working.
Yeah.
Right? As an entrepreneur, we have to give all of our heart. And if it fails, it fails. I failed after my first year in real estate. I've failed a couple times in real estate ever since.
Yeah.
It's fine with me, because there's always growth out of it. But win the day. I think that's the secret. Coaches and mentor, because there's someone, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. There's people have done this before,
Yeah.
smarter than us, and they learn from somebody else. And what you realize with people that are kind of top of the food chain, they want you to win too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You know, but that's very few. That's 10%. There's probably, I would say, 9% of people out there that want to see you fail.
Oh, most definitely.
And then the 10% is the people that want you to win.
Yeah.
And that's hard to find.
Yeah, those are hard to find, and those are the people, like, you know, when your brothers or anything are doing something good, you know, we're the cheerleaders, you know, we're cheerleading, we're egging each other on.
Correct.
You know, we're authentically happy for each other, and I think that's important for people to have, because they always say keep your enemies close, right? Yeah. So you don't know who's the fake in that group, you know, and when something happens, are they going to be there for you, you know? Where I just love supporting my friends. I feel like I've made it. There's always potential, but you know, there's always growth, and for my friends to be there cheering me on, it just pushing me further. Correct. Because when I got into real estate, and then in order to grow, you have to build a team. You know, you eventually there's still steps that you want to get to, and you have your team. I never got to the team because I eventually went my different route, but you stuck in there. You built your team, multiple teams. I mean, a huge team. So I think that's awesome. This is your calling to be a realtor in the real estate business. What would you tell someone who just got their real estate license to prepare them for their future in real estate?
Don't give up, for one, but it takes time. People want instant gratification. We live in an instant success, instant gratification world. It doesn't happen that way. You might get 2 to 3 sales right away, but it really takes probably a good year to 2 years to build a strong foundation. We call it SOI, sphere of influence in the industry. So it's your surroundings, people that want to work with you. Because it's going to be hard to really, if you go on a listing appointment with your aunt and you're going against me and you just started in real estate, the chance of them choosing you is going to be very slim. So it just takes time. Real estate, when you win.
Yeah. Would you recommend them to not go full speed right away because they're not going to be making money for a while?
It depends on their financial backgrounds. You need at least 6 months of reserves to get into real estate because you're not getting paid for 6 months.
Yeah.
So if you can afford it, go for it. My strong belief is, but this is the way I'm built. This is why I quit my job for 10 years, full-time job, because I can't do 2 things at once. I am super focused. I go at 0 to 1,000, and when I'm at 1,000, I'm 1,000 in one business. So people always ask me like, do you want to do this other project? Do you want to do this? I'm like, I can't. I just can't. You won't get 100% of Peter, and it's just not gonna work. And I just know who I am, right? So I go 0 or 1,000. I either do it or don't do it.
Yeah.
So it depends on your character, you know. I had a guy on my team that, you know, he worked for another brokerage for 4 years, sold 4 or 5 houses, joined another team after that brokerage for 6 months, didn't sell anything, and had a full-time job. And within 5-6 months, he made enough to quit his full-time job.
Yeah.
But he was disciplined enough to be able to do both. I think that's maybe 5 years. I would have a very dominant team, headquarters in Lake Nona. I already have an expansion team in Tampa, where Bel Air Beach, Clearwater Beach, multi-million-dollar homes. It's crazy. One of my agents started with us in September, October, and so my average price point is about 1.5 million. It's taken me almost 8 years to increase because I want to get to 2 million.
Yeah.
She's at 2.2 million.
Wow.
She's a brand new agent. Started in September. Joined our team in October. Started real estate September. Joined our team in October. Now she's crushing it.
She's averaging
2 million. Over 2 million.
Yeah.
I called the other day and I was like, Maggie, do you know that your average price point is way higher than mine? I mean, because I'm doing like $100,000. You know, she just that's where it comes into a mindset shift. Is how did an agent, brand new agent, get into this? So we just kept on going. And now she has that mindset. I am a luxury agent, backed by us. So I want to take that back to Melbourne, home, because I think we could change a lot of lives in Melbourne. And I'm also talking with another team in Boca that I want to start down there. So I think in order to get to the $1 billion sales, I can't do it in Central Florida.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is that impossible to do $1 billion in Laureate Park?
In Lake Nona? No. Almost impossible. Because if you look at it and it's not that I want to say I only work with high-end customers, but that is the easiest path, is selling a $30 million home. We don't have $30 million homes in Lake Nona. We might have one, or in Orlando. Let's just say our MLS, Orlando. Yeah. Probably only have one $30 million home or $20 million home, right? So like the most expensive home sold in this zip code is $6 million. Yeah. Right. The most expensive home in the country club is probably a little bit over. I think sold $6 million.
That's it.
It's not much.
Wow.
It's not that high. So we own the high sales record, right? Yeah. And still not high compared to homes in Naples, right? In Boca. Because right now in Naples, I just saw one of my old colleagues. She listed for $32 million. It's an amazing home. Yeah. But I believe that's the only way that I can do $1 billion in sales in a year.
What about Miami?
Oh yeah, Miami too. We have an agent that you just met that was here sitting in the seat. Yeah. She started off in Miami, now she's with us. She has a listing going live next week in Miami. So we will grow. So it's called expansion teams. Yeah. So if you think about expansion teams, we are the center headquarters in Lake Nona, Florida. We are the center. Because with COVID, what we realized is you don't have to have an office. Technically, we're in an office because I like to have an office, because I like to have my team meetings, meet face to face. But if we can control all headquarters here in Lake Nona, then we can support our Boca team, Miami team, Tampa teams, right? So it is going to be state of Florida, and my growth coach, Coach Kim, she's actually in Kauai. Oh. Her average price point is $2.2 million. Nice. So this is funny because it's not funny, but I'm going to. So American, blonde, blue eyes. I'm Asian, and so my last name's Luu, L-U-U, so we're gonna put my name and her name on a postcard. Hopefully they think that I'm Hawaiian, and they will list, because a lot of the sellers there will only work with the people that live there.
Yeah.
And look like, I don't want to say look like them, but look Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's gonna work. Hopefully there's a strategy. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but we'll tell you guys in about 2 years.
Yeah.
But that's the next goal. So it's expansion teams. The only way I can ever hit 1 billion in sales is an expansion team. And 1 billion in sales, can I do it next year? Probably not. In 5 years, maybe.
Yeah.
If I can keep on growing where I'm growing.
Well, everything that we've talked about over the past couple of years, you know, whenever we meet, Peter and I, we kind of do like an update on our business ventures and how well we're doing. He's always telling me, oh, I'm going to get this next year, and you've always hit those marks. So for you to say that you're going to hit 1 billion, I have no doubt.
Thank you, brother.
All right, Pete.
J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission is same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the